All right, let's talk about what deities actually are, what gods and goddesses actually are, bro. Just sit through this whole entire video. I'm gonna talk about what deities actually are. I'm gonna give you guys examples that prove my fucking point. I'm gonna also tell you guys what it means if you ever see a deity inside your dreams, if you're outside of your body, etc., etc. But we're gonna talk about this shit, right? So look, what are deities? Deities are not actual beings. I know I just hurt some of y'all feelings, but let me actually explain this before y'all just think I'm fucking tripping. Because we have people who love getting on Christians saying, y'all believe in a myth. Y'all believe in a myth. Yet y'all believe that these myths of gods and goddesses are actually fucking real beings. At least Jesus Christ was an actual fucking person. But y'all think that Osiris, aka Yasar, was. Because I say Yasar, that's the Egyptian name. Y'all think that that's an actual fucking being. No, it's not. We're going to get into this shit, though. Because deities, right, are simply just personified cosmic forces and spiritual principles. They're not actual beings, right? And if you talk to an Egyptian priest, they'll tell you this shit. If you talk to an Indian Swami, they'll tell you this shit. You know, I'm trying to. Let me pause this shit real quick. Hold up. Yeah, so the Egyptian priest will tell you, the motherfucking what's it called? The Indian swamis will tell you. Anybody who was actually initiated into the real mythology tells you these are not actual beings. Even here with the Greek shit, right? Bro, they only showing you, like, for example, Kerr is destiny. Momos is blame. This person is love. You know what I'm saying? Look, it shows you this person is the sky. Oh, hold on. Can y'all see that? Let me move my shit a little bit. You know what I'm saying? This person is the sky. Ornis is the sky. You know what I'm saying? This person is the mountains. Like, they literally tell you these are not actual beings, bro. You know, but we're gonna get to that shit later. You know what I'm trying to say? Like for Zeus, right? That says Jupiter. Hades, that's Pluto. We already know these things. Why are we acting like they're actual beings? They're not. But why did they do this? If that's the case, why did they make gods and goddesses in the fucking first place? Well, it's actually pretty fucking smart. Because when you personify a non-physical thing, it makes it easier to understand and connect with, right? For example, if I say, hey, connect with your soul, right? That could be a bit hard because your soul is not a physical thing. So if I give you Osiris or Asar, right? You're like, holy shit, I could finally connect with my soul now. Let me pull up the fucking Egyptian tree of life. Hold the fuck up. So if y'all look at this shit, right? It tells y'all Set is ego. Asar is the eternal soul. A set is wisdom, and by the way, Asar and Osiris are actually the same. You know what I'm saying? It's just that Osiris is a Greek name, Asar is an Egyptian name. Now, when the motherfuckers started calling him fucking Asar, when niggas start saying Osiris or all that other shit, that's when shit low-key got fucked if we're gonna be so real about it. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna talk about that shit a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if I say, hey, meditate on your soul's wisdom, meditate on your intuition, that could be a bit hard. So if I say meditate on Isis, it becomes a bit easier. And when you understand, like, for example, Osiris, right? The reason he's green is because your soul gives vegetation to your body. It gives life to your body because green shows the vegetation. You know how motherfucking like grass is green, vegetation is green, and it gives life to things. Your soul gives life to your body. He also has a black form for the eternal blackness because when you get into with your soul fully, you're just on some pure soul observant shit because like the black ass void. You know what I'm trying to say? He also has a shepherd's crook because your soul's supposed to lead your body. You know what I'm saying? He also has a fucking whip because one, it shows how your soul will discipline your body, and also this whip would separate chaff from seed. The same way that like if you, with the whip it separates, like Osiris will help you separate yourself from your body. You know what I'm saying? It'll help you separate your soul from your body. You know what I'm saying? And on the whip it has these three fucking rings to show the three main realms of reality: physical, astral, causal, or physical, astral, spiritual. Now, granted, you could talk about the physical realm, causal realm, then higher than that, but like overall, it's supposed to be like physical, astral, and spiritual. You know what I'm trying to say? So like, yeah, it represents the three main realms of reality. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it's all symbolic shit. Even the fucking crown that he wears means some shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'll give you guys a fucking example of this shit, right? Because like I said, y'all love getting on Christians, right? When y'all believe in a myth, y'all believe in a myth. However, do y'all so the story of Isis and Asar, right? When motherfucking Isis has to find Osiris's body parts, right? Y'all think that a girl named Isis actually did that shit and put them back together? Like, no, nigga. The whole story of sets cutting up the soul is how your ego disintegrates your soul's awareness. But when you get into it, your intuition and your soul's wisdom, you put your soul back together. You actually remember who you are. Remember, put yourself back together. It's symbolic, but y'all act like that's an actual fucking story with actual beings. No, nigga, it's not. It really isn't. You know what I'm trying to say? At least, like I said, with Jesus Christ, that's an actual fucking person, at least. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's mythology shit to it as well, but at least that's an actual person. So these stories are not about actual beings. Gods are just freaking symbols. They're just symbolic principles, bro, of creation. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, inside my own life, right? What was my name on YouTube before? It used to be Asar John, because at that point in time, I was trying to get into with my soul. I would meditate on Asar and Aset, aka Osiris and Isis. The more I got into with my soul's wisdom, the more I started remembering my past lives. I started remembering. I started putting myself back together, the same way that Isis put Osiris's body back together. You know what I'm trying to say? It's all symbolic. I literally lived out the myth in front of your fucking face. Dead ass. You know what I'm saying? If you've been on my YouTube for a grip, you guys know I used to be a Sar John. You know what I'm trying to say? Didn't know this whole past life shit. Now I'm Genie Dot talking about past life shit because I started remembering who I was based upon practicing the practices of Egyptian mythology and Egyptian tree of life. I practiced this shit properly. I didn't say, oh my God, Osiris, I worship you. I say, I'm meditating on Osiris. Om Asar, Om Asar. Meditating on my soul, going beyond the image. Now, sometimes people end up talking to deities. How the fuck does that actually work? You know what I'm trying to say? Before I say that, I'm gonna talk about when motherfuckers talk. I'm gonna talk about when people talk to deities and what the fuck that actually is, because like there's a whole bunch of shit with that, right? But first things first, let me show you guys Indra, right? So let me pull this up and then move this like that. All right, boom. So y'all see Indra, right? This right here is an Indian deity. He's not an actual fucking person. Indra represents your senses and control over your senses. Hence, when you look up Indrayas, right? What does it fucking say? Let me move this shit a bit more. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna highlight shit. It says Indraya is the Sanskrit and Pali term for physical strength or ability in general, and for the senses more specifically. That is why Indra is the god of your senses, and Indrayas relate to your fucking senses. They're not actual fucking beings. They're just symbolic principles. Like I said with this shit, nigga, it tells you Eris is discord. Ponos is hardship. You know what I'm saying? If I'm saying it wrong, my fucking bad. You know what I'm saying? It tells you what these beings actually fucking mean. You know what I'm trying to say? This comes from Hesiod's. It comes from Theogony by Hesiod. You know what I'm trying to say? But yeah. Also, right here, the Romans regarded Jupiter as the equivalent as the Greek Zeus. They're the same fucking person. You know what I'm saying? It's not an actual fucking being. Right here, the tree of life. You know what I'm saying? Geb is the earth. You know what I'm saying? Shu is air, space, and ether. He's not an actual fucking being. You know what I'm trying to say? These are not actual fucking beings. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, there are times where like people have died and then like they get deified. So sometimes, okay, some deities may just be like a person who lived on the earth before, but you'll know. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's like a fucking like Egyptian priest, right, who became deified, that's fucking different. You know what I'm saying? If it's like a fucking Haitian ancestor, that's fucking different. You know what I'm trying to say? But basically, when it comes to like the religious aspect, these are all fucking symbols. You know what I'm saying? Even with the fucking Greek shit, like I said, bro, this is all Greek shit. You know, it's called Hesiod's Theogony. You know what I'm saying? It's all Greek shit. All this shit is just symbolic shit. You know what I'm trying to say? It's all symbolic. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk to a deity, right, what the fuck's actually going on there? Let's say you have a dream and a deity comes to you, right? Well, the dream, right, is when you are inside the astral, but you're inside of your own dimensional space that your mind has created. So with that being said, right, when you have a dream of a deity, that's usually just symbolism. If I have a dream about Osiris, right, that is a message to get in tune with my soul. Duh, you know what I'm trying to say? Now, let's say you actually left your body, right? And then you see a deity. This is not no fucking dream shit. It's not your own dimensional space. You actually left your body, you're somewhere else, and you actually see a deity. Okay, either it's a thought form, like let's say you worship a deity, right? If you worship a deity, but you don't see it for what it actually is, if you think, oh, this is an actual being, right? You can make a fucking thought form. You know what I'm trying to say? Therefore, you're not talking to Osiris. You're talking to a fucking thought form that looks like Osiris. It could also be somebody else's thought form. You know what I'm trying to say? It could also be a spirit impersonating Osiris. In fact, inside the astral, if I wanted to, I could look like fucking Osiris. In fact, when you do these practices to get in tune with these beings, right, you would actually imagine yourself as the deity. So if I'm inside the astral imagining myself as Osiris, guess what? I'm gonna fucking look like Osiris. I'm not actually Osiris though. You know what I'm trying to say? It's symbolic. You know what I'm trying to say? Now, sometimes, right, you could also have like local spirits, right? Because like it could be like a negative spirit impersonation. Like back in the past, right? For example, in Egypt, let me look this shit up for y'all real quick. Hold the fuck up. Hold up. Let me pause this recording real quick. Let me show y'all why the fuck Egypt actually fell, my nigga. Let me show y'all this shit. Hold on. Let me. Shaboom, nigga. This shit says between 650 and 250 BCE, ancient Egyptians sacrificed ibises by the millions, murdering and mummifying the sacred birds as tributes to Thoth. Nigga. They was not doing that shit back in the fucking past in ancient Egypt before Egypt started to fucking fall. It's when they did this, they started to fucking fall. Let me show you some other shit. Hold the fuck up. Let me show y'all some shit, bro. Like I said, this shit, right, is 650 BCE, right, when they started this fucking sacrificing shit, right? Boom, nigga. So before, right, 656, which is before the sacrifice shit, right, it's being led pretty much by the fucking Assyrians, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Assyrian invasion, right? The Assyrians aren't the original fucking Egyptians. These aren't the fucking original Egyptians, my nigga. And they told you in Egypt that when it gets like the Hyksos, when the Hyksos started coming, right? They said that these people started coming inside Egypt doing weird sacrifices that they never fucking seen before. Let me try to find. I might not be able to find this shit, but I'm gonna try to real quick. All right, I can't find the quote because it was inside of a book that I read. But you had at this time when Hyksos invaded, right? This was way before the Ibis bird sacrifice and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this was fucking 650 BCE and shit. That's when that fucking shit started. And here's when the fucking Hyksos was invading and shit, nigga. This is way before the Ibis sacrifice shit. And they was saying that when these Hyksos came and started fucking doing shit, they was doing weird sacrifices that they didn't fucking see before. They was saying that shit, my nigga. Understand that Thoth represents cosmic intelligence, my nigga. Like, if you want to link this shit to some Indian shit, right? Thoth would be Mahat and Booty, because Mahat is the universal intelligence, right? And then Booty is your own intellect. Thoth represents universal intelligence, and inside of you, he's your intellect. You know what I'm trying to say? I made a story about the myth of Thoth and Hathor, about intelligence and will. You know what I'm saying? Your intellect and your willpower. I made a video about this shit. I mean, it's actually a whole fucking what's this shit called? Playlist on my channel. You know what I'm saying? Go to the fucking playlist section, bro. So like, with that shit being said, right? When they was doing this Ibis bird sacrificing shit in 650 BCE, this was not the original fucking Egyptians, bro. This is why Egypt fell, my nigga, because you had beings, right, that said, hey, I'm Osiris. Hey, I'm Thoth. Do this fucking weird shit. And when Hyksos invaded, right, they already brought their fucking demonic practices to Egypt and started doing that weird shit in Egypt. You know what I'm trying to say? So understand that Egypt fell because people started thinking these were actual beings. However, they're not actual beings. You know what I'm trying to say? But when they would become actual beings, right, it's because a spirit says, hey, I'm this being, sacrifice some shit to me. And then that being, right, feeds off the blood and stuff like that, and the energy inside the blood to actually stay inside that physical form. You know what I'm trying to say? Of the certain deity. But like I said, these are not actual fucking beings, bro. They always said go beyond the image. When people started believing these are actual deities, that's when shit got all fucked up. Now granted, right, like I said, you may see a deity because it could be a thought form. A lot of times, right, if you're talking to a deity, it's usually test your imagination and you just made a fucking thought form, bro. I'm gonna be so fucking real, bro. It's not an actual being, bro. You're talking to your own fucking thought form, my nigga. Or somebody else's thought form that you're putting energy into. Because like I said, because people over time have worshipped these beings as actual beings, right? They've made thought forms for these beings. So now when you think, oh, Osiris is an actual being, Now you just connect to a fucking thought form that has been sustained over several years because you have people who keep on believing it's an actual fucking person. Whole time it's just your soul. That's why motherfuckers who think that Osiris is actually real, they don't get in tune with their soul like how I did. You know what I'm saying? I'm living proof of how the fuck this shit was actually fucking supposed to be. You know what I'm trying to say? So with that being said, right? Most of the times you're just talking to a thought form that got made by other people or that you made yourself. You know what I'm saying? You could be imagining some shit, or it could be an actual spirit who took the form of this deity. Whether it be a negative spirit or sometimes your spirit guides, they may realize, oh, this person likes a set. And because this spirit guide is helping you with your intuition, they appear to you as a set. Whole time it's not actually your set. It's just a spirit guide appearing in that form. Because if you saw their true form, you wouldn't be able to handle that shit. You know what I'm saying? Also understand that certain deities will connect you to multiple spirits at a time. Like for example, Nut, right? Nut, right? Let me show you guys the digits to your life, right? Let me pull that joint up and then move this shit out the way. Boom. So Nut, right? Y'all see Nut? If y'all can see my mouse, then yeah, Nut is right here, right? She represents the heavens as well as expanding beyond the physical reality, going to the astral, right? As you connect to Nut, you may connect with certain extraterrestrials. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like when you understand that Nut simply represents expanding to the stars, right? You get into extraterrestrials. Now with me, right? If y'all really peep my own fucking journey, right? Nigga, I started getting my past life memories, right? At fucking Asar and Aset. I'm fucking with aliens now, right? On some Nut shit. I'm literally evolving up the tree of life in front of your fucking face. Symbolic shit. It's not actual beings, bro. But while fucking with Nut, you may talk to aliens, you know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes, if the aliens think you can't handle their form, they may appear as Nut, but it's not actually Nut. So understand that these deities, right, are just principles that represent, they're just personified principles that represent different aspects of the cosmos and different aspects of you. And when you get in tune with these deities, right, you get in tune with certain parts of yourself. For example, I've been reading about Kala Chakra Tantra, right? Kala Chakra is a certain deity, right? But it's not about worshiping a deity. It's about you becoming Kala Chakra. You do stuff like you literally make yourself look like Kala Chakra. You do certain exercises and visualizations to make yourself appear as Kala Chakra so that you can actually embody the qualities of Kala Chakra. But Kala Chakra is not an actual fucking being. You know what I'm trying to say? So if you're talking to a deity, right, you're not actually talking to a real deity. You're talking to either a fucking thought form that got sustained over time. And by the way, like I said, if it's like fucking Thoth, right, my nigga, Thoth was getting fucking ibis birds sacrificed to him. So if you want to talk to that Thoth, go the fuck ahead. Just understand that that fucking thought form or that spirit is sustained by fucking blood. The original Thoth, like in the fucking tree of life, right? What does it say? Oh, intellect. It's just your fucking intellect. And on a higher level, it is the universal intelligence that underlies our reality. You know what I'm trying to say? So with that being fucking said, if you want to talk to thought as an actual being, be my fucking guest. But it's likely just a thought form. Now, granted, there's different thought forms for the same being. So if somebody was on some like worshiping thought shit, but like on some positive shit, they could have made a positive thought form. So, hey, you could talk to a positive thought form, but don't get that confused as actually being thought, because thought's not an actual fucking being. Okay? It's all symbolism. And over time, different spirits took the form as different deities. Also, over time, people thought, oh my god, these are actual beings. Therefore, they made thought forms that you now worship as actual beings, but they're just simply fucking thought forms. If you want to actually practice this shit properly, do deity yoga. Deity yoga is when you actually unify with the deity, the actual deity. That's not an actual being, but simply a principle. Like deity yoga for Asar is what the fuck I did. That's how I got in tune with my soul. You know what I'm trying to say? I didn't worship Osiris though. So you get the fucking point, bro. These deities are just cosmic principles. They're not actual beings, bro. Like, do we all understand that shit? Okay? Like, are we good? Whether it's Greek shit. And by the way, in Greece, it got really fucking bad because like I said, with the whole like Egyptian, like for example, Osiris used to be Asar, right? but the Greeks called him Osiris. And because they weren't as evolved as the Egyptians, right, they started believing these beings to be they started believing these deities to be actual beings. But even the like highly evolved Greeks, they understood these are just fucking symbols. But in Greece, right, it was way less understood. Therefore, there was way more thought forms being created for Zeus, Hades, all that shit. But they were always simply just cosmic principles, bro. It's just that, like, in certain civilizations, right, people didn't understand that as much. Like I said, in Greece, it was not as understood as it was in Egypt or as it was in India. Therefore, there are way more thought forms for Zeus than there are for Osiris. But there still are thought forms for any deity that you could fucking imagine. I swear to God, because people have over time thought that there were actual beings. You know what I'm trying to say? So thought forms have been made. But yeah, it's just way more common in Greece. You know what I'm saying? With negative spirits and thought forms and all that other shit, because they were less evolved. You know what I'm trying to say? But y'all get the point, bro. They're not actual beings. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fucking catch y'all.